Hi, it's Julie here from Sublime Jewels. Thanks for joining me. What I wanted to show you today was how I make my jewellery. So this is one of the methods that I use, and this is what I would probably call the sort of dipping technique, if you like. And essentially it's doing a swipe technique just onto a silicone mat, popping some little patterns through it, and then grabbing the glass cabochons and then actually dipping them into the wet paint, turning them over, allowing them to dry, and then mounting them into their trays, ready to go. So the video itself is not so much about the actual painting and the swipe technique per se. So what I will do is we'll speed her up and take you up to the point where we actually do the dipping. Okay, so here we are now. I've got my dried cabochons, or glass cabochons is what they're called. I've got them finished and they're all dried. Only took a couple of days for them to dry, so that we can then put them in their trays for our jewellery. So there's no right or wrong way to do it, and there's lots of different cabochon trays. So I want to talk about cabochon trays. This is the tray this one will sit into and be mounted into, and you can also get the earring trays as well. So if you're looking for these, they're on Amazon. I'll just get them in a box like that. But they do also come with some that have got different sort of metal shapes around the outside. You can also get them in the stud form, but today I'm just going to use these, what I call sort of free-form ones. So you can get those as well. And the other things that you're going to need is you're going to need some kind of glue to hold them in there. Now I use this is the E6000 glue, and I'm in Australia. You can get that in Australia. I got this one from Spotlight, but most people that are doing jewellery in the US use this one as well. So you only need a tiny little bit. A tiny bit will go a long way. I've also got myself a toothpick so that I can actually then just grab the glue as I need it and dob it into the tray. You know, you can also use super glue if you want to, but I find this one's better because you get some movement, so you can then kind of move where you want your composition to sit when it's hanging on the chain. So that's why I particularly like using this glue as well. Sometimes I need to use a craft knife, and that's really only if I get paint around the outside that I need to scrape off. So for example, one of these that I did before, you can see on here there's some of that white paint, and I just go along very carefully, gently, and just scrape that away, just in case it does sort of sit up a little bit on the cabochon tray after you've mounted it. Doesn't matter whether you do it before you stuck it in or afterwards, it's entirely up to you. Sometimes, you know, you sort of have to have a look at how they are once you've got them stuck in, and then do a little bit of adjustments. The other thing is too, if you get any of the glue that kind of spills up onto the outside edge of the tray, that's another good thing that you can use, just to sort of gently scrape away that dried glue so that you've got a nice clean finish on the edge of your tray. Okay, so we'll get to it now. One of the other things that I did notice when I dipped these into the paint, into the wet paint, sometimes you don't always get a good coverage. So this one here, you can see pretty much, you know, if I put my finger behind it, it's a bit hard to see here, but generally you can't see any movement behind because the whole thing underneath is covered with paint. This one here, I just grabbed the tweezers so you might be able to see it a little bit better. This one here, if you see when I move my finger underneath, so there's some bits there where I haven't actually quite covered the glass with the paint. Now look, it's entirely up to you. If you want to just mount it, it'll have the silver behind it, and that's entirely fine. But what you can also do is you can either grab a Posca pen. So this is a Posca pen that I've got, and this is one of their glitter ranges, and you can tell because it's got the glitter on the edge of the barrel there, and you just need to give it a bit of a shake up, obviously because it has got acrylic paint in it. And look, you could use any acrylic paint pen you wanted to. Just a matter of having a look on the back and perhaps just colouring that up a little bit. You need to let that dry for a little while. You just grab that again. can see where I've coloured it up there. Can't actually now see. So I will go ahead and colour that one up. And I'll fast forward this bit after I'm done the uniform. Okay. Always like to have just a little bit of kitchen towel handy, just so that I can wipe off the end of my toothpick after I've stuck it down. It's very, very sort of stringy and gluey, as you can see. It's really just a matter of just popping that into your tray. It's not necessary to cover the whole thing, but you know, it's entirely up to you. So far I haven't had any that have fallen out, so I think that just is because the nature of this glue. Okay, just remember to cap your glue again until you need it, so it doesn't dry out. So then it's really a matter of, as I said before, positioning your composition where you would like it to be when it's on the chain. So, and sometimes you have to just kind of, you know, move it around a little bit just to decide, you know, how that looks, how you want it to sit. Again, no right or wrong way, it's just whatever your preference is. So today I think I'm going to have the gold sitting on the bottom. Okay, so we just pop that one aside there, and then now we go for our earrings. So again, because I've got that composition as it is there, I'm going to try and have, you know, a similar match in terms of the position that I put this painted cabochon on the tray. So again, just a little bit of glue just in the middle. Put our cap on. You need to just pop a little bit of pressure. They don't kind of snap in, but I find if you don't put some pressure on it, sometimes it can be a little bit uneven around the edges and it sort of sits up forward a bit. So it's a bit hard to see. But yeah, you just want that glass that's sitting above the tray to be even all the way around. So I'm just going to move that around a little bit like that, so that when it hangs, it's going to hang reasonably nicely with the pattern that I've got there. Okay, and I'll just do my other one. I've had this tube for months and I've probably made over 100 pieces all up, and as you can see, I've still got quite a lot there left in the tube, so it is quite economical. Okay, so I'll just grab this one. Again, I'll probably try and orient that one a little bit down. again. So I've got more of the goldy copper at the bottom. Now I don't know if you can see, but just here, it's a bit tricky with the light, but there is, it's either a little bit of glue or there's a little bit of paint on there. So all I'm going to do is just gently scrape that away. Just wipe that over. Just want to make sure that we've got nothing on the top there now, and that one will hang there like that. So there's our finished pieces. And that's just one way, as I said, that you can make these beautiful jewellery pieces. And shortly I'll be doing another video on using your paint skins, how to actually make the skins, cutting them out and putting them in the blank cabochon glass. So that'll be coming up next. So thank you again for popping by. If you like the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and please feel free to share. Thanks so much for watching. Bye now.